Everybody, I please like to have y'all attention. I just want to say for like the next, I'm going to try to get through this as fast as possible so y'all can enjoy the music and continue to shop. But I do ask that out of respect that these people, well, these business owners gave me their time, I do respectfully ask that y'all give them their time in return because they took time out to, which I want to believe is to help enhance some of you guys' skills and whatever it is that you want to do. So the concept of this panel was designed to, we live in an era where everybody is very heavily social media based. The reality is, I don't care what you post on social media, the reality is you still have to put in the actual work. I don't care how many pictures you post. If you post 1,000, get 1,000 likes, it does not even equal to $1 for some people. So with that being said, I got a group of people that respectively all have storefronts with the exception of one person. They have a vodka line. So with that being said, I want to introduce to you Kyrie from Cake Boy, Franz from Rustic Tavern, Ramel from Plush Vodka. Mind you, I speak to Ramel all the time, but Dre, the Catman, Daycare Academy, and Daly from H2 Salon. So on the panel we have a salon owner, daycare, vodka, restaurant, and bakery. They all have storefronts with the exception of the vodka. I guess you could be the first person with a vodka storefront. I'll put it out there in the universe, man. I appreciate it. For sure. So, we're going to get this going. I want to say thank you to all of the vendors as well. I got a cue card. I was supposed to be on cue, but I'm going to just let it ride. I feel a lot of love and a lot of good energy in here, so I'm going to just let it ride. Thank you to all of the vendors, everybody that bought in, that donated, that gave something. Thank you all, man. I greatly appreciate it. All of you guys' stuff look beautiful. I'm not just saying that just because. If you guys agree, get them all a hand clap. So, with that being said, I'm going to definitely get this thing started because I'm a little nervous, so I kind of want to get it over and get it started. The first person on the panel, Ramel. What does it take? How much money would it take to start a vodka line? I think that's one of the questions that people, majority rule, wanted to know. Like, how do you go about that, and how much would it take to start that process?
Well, to start the process, it's probably going to cost you about 50 to 70. But to get in our brand,
1,000?
Yes, I'm sorry, probably 1,000 because you're going to have to sit down and get a couple of things. You know, with the government, you have to get things accepted by the government. You have to sit down and go through that whole process. But in order to get involved with our brand, due to how we are actually moving, because we're in quite a few states now, we're in a couple of countries in the West Indies, it probably will cost you a couple of thousand, 100,000 more.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Was that insightful? Was that insightful to y'all? Great. The next question is for you, Daly. At what point did you decide to take the leap of faith with your business?
So I became a salon owner. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I became a salon owner by default. I was actually working for Satan in Manhattan. And this is a real person. And one day
Satan?
Yes, Satan. And he put his hands in my face, and so I just packed my shit up in a garbage bag and I left. I didn't have a plan. All I had was a skill. I didn't have a plan, and so I took a year working out of my house and saving a whole lot of money and then making it work. And that's how I became a salon owner.
So it took for Satan to...
Satan himself.
Shouts out to Satan. The next question is for Franz. Rustic Tavern has some amazing food. If y'all ever get a chance, make sure y'all please take the time to go and enjoy the food. Franz is actually on his second location. So with that said, how long did it take you to get to the second location?
So we're in the works on the second location. We're not there yet.
But we're going to put it in the universe.
Yeah. We're going to get there, but we're not there yet. You know, there's no timeline on it. I've known owners that moved from second, third, fourth, fifth restaurants in a relatively short period of time. For me, it took a little bit longer. It's taken a little bit longer for many different reasons.
Right.
But primarily is Rustic was built out of a need for me. So I don't know if you guys have been in that Bed-Stuy area for a long time, but when Rustic opened 11 years ago, there was nothing there. That's 11 years.
11 years. They say it take 10, so you got the money now.
Yeah, right. But it's, like I said, it's been, when we started, it's an inception, it's nothing else.
Not to cut you off. See, so with that being said, this is the point I wanted to make. He said it's been there 11 years. That was the answer I wanted. Dre, Andre owns a daycare. Dre, I know you have a son. How important is passing on entrepreneurship to your kid?
Good afternoon, peace everybody. It's important, you know, first of all, the business that I created was, sorry, I got a low talking voice, but the business that I created was created through my life experience. And I always think that that's sort of like the best way to kind of run your business when it has real feeling and meaning behind it. And so to create something and to show him that anything is possible, you know, you could determine the way you live your life, how you want to live your life, and then leaving something back. I think is the best gift that you could give to your child or to anybody that you care about and you want to leave a legacy behind.
Super dope. The next question is for Kyrie. Kyrie owns a bakery. So with that being said, what inspired you to keep your bakery in the neighborhood of Bed-Stuy? There's a lot of people here. I can imagine most of the people here are from the community of Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. So what inspired you to keep it in the community when you could have went anywhere else and do it?
It just worked in my favor, honestly, because if I would have found the cheaper location in Flatbush, I'd have been in Flatbush.
No knock to nobody from Flatbush.
Yeah, but it just worked, you know, in my favor. Praise be to the Most High, just worked like that. We prayed on it, and then just the next day we just got a call like, oh, we have an empty space. So that's just worked in my favor.
Mel, what major sacrifice did you have to take to get to the point where you at right now? Because before you answer, the reason why I say what major sacrifice is because I got a lot of peers, and this is no knock to nobody, that they always say they don't have enough money to do X, Y, and Z, right? But yet, y'all go on vacations, y'all got that Gucci, y'all got, now don't get it twisted, I was there at one point, I never had Gucci and Louis, I don't want y'all to be like, Larry, we never saw you with the Louis on. But I say it to say, you know, everything comes with a sacrifice. And the same amount of money it takes to go take a vacation, it's the same amount of money it takes to start a business and or to run it or continue it. So a lot of times people always say, oh, they don't have money to do X, Y, and Z. So I just want to know, like, what's one major sacrifice you made to even get to the point where you're at right now?
One of the major sacrifices was, I guess, losing some of the friendships. Because, you know, there's a lot of people that don't support your vision. And, you know, it's about the money. But it's a lot of people that don't support your vision. And, you know, they sit down and they lose faith. They lose sight on what you're trying to do. So sometimes you have to sit down and cut ties with people.
Right.
And it's a lot to do with that.
Definitely. I agree with that. Daly,
Yes,
the name of your salon is H2.
yes.
Now, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I think that's Agua, right? Daughter? Or
No, so H2 is, I was H2O. So the explanation behind the name was it was supposed to be his and hers. I started it with my ex-husband and we are now separated, but it was his and hers. Huh? No, one monkey don't, oh, thank you.
You never call a guy a monkey now.
I don't know if this helped. Did it help? Did it help?
Yes, it helps a whole lot. Thank you, Tom.
And so it was supposed to be for men and women. once I got to the mix of things about a year in, I realized that men and women don't really mix in the salon atmosphere. Nobody wants to take their weave out in front of a dude getting a haircut. So I kind of just changed that around and made it primarily for women. We do still service men if you need shampoos or hair coloring.
Mel, back to you. How important was it, or like, what was the process? How difficult was it picking the first flavor of the vodka? Because in my mind, right, if I was to ever start a vodka line, I wouldn't know what flavor to go. Like, I have so many flavors in my mind that I wouldn't know what to start with, because obviously I wouldn't have enough of a budget to put 5 flavors out. So how difficult was it deciding on the first flavor? And what is the first flavor? By the way, it's called Plush Vodka, y'all. If y'all ever want to support it, please support it. Yes, they have an Instagram. Shout your Instagram out real fast.
It's,
Plushvodka.com. Plushvodka.com. Yeah.
Well, we decided not to go with straight because there's 1,000 streets on the market right now. So what we wanted to do was create something a little unique to what everybody had. So my partner, actually the founder, his name is Malcolm. He came up with a plum flavor, and now there's a few on the market, but at the time there was none on the market. And we wanted to sit down and give you, especially women, because we know most of the time, if a man sits down and he got a woman friend, and she likes a vodka, or she likes a drink, we will go get whatever she wants, and we get whatever we want, but we gonna go get whatever she wants. So our thing was to give it something that a woman would like.
Kyrie, what made you, because I think, I could be wrong. No, you're the youngest person on this panel. So with that being said, what made you take the leap of faith at such a young age? Because again, we live in an era where, not for nothing respectfully, you're from the scammer era. So, so I seen that coming, I seen it go, but I see you still here despite all of that. Not saying that you were scamming or nothing like that, but I could imagine could have been easily, to get swayed that way.
What influenced me to be a baker, honestly, was my pops, my dad. He was at the time, early in my life, he was a drug dealer at the time. He did a lot of time for that. But when I always looked up to my dad, and I always wanted to be like my father.
So you want to
I
sell?
wanted to have something on the market that I could sell every day. So, and then when I had a conversation with my father when I was about 10, 11 years old,
Right.
he said we can get into the pastry field. We can start making cake because everybody has a birthday.
Right.
So that being said, that was right before high school.
Some people
That's-
celebrate it all month now. I don't know when that started, but.
So in high school, I just started to bring cakes into my school because I wanted to be known as this guy that always has what you want. I have the dessert, I have this. Because in actuality, flour is very closely related to heroin. If you ever seen a dope fiend, they like,
Right.
if you ever eat a bunch of rice and pasta, you like,
Right.
same as sugar, is very closely related to cocaine. You hype. You like,
Right.
so
your
with
cake
that,
is crack.
this,
Everybody, the cake's right here, just
Very
in case
much
y'all
so.
want
So yeah, I was never excited about the scammer phase that you were saying.
Right.
That never excited me. I wanted to be more so
You didn't want them pieces.
hands-on.
and
I wanted to be in the
bins.
streets
I
with cash
I
in
got
hand,
both.
not more so than plastic cards. I wanted to have cash.
Right.
So I was never excited about the scammer.
That's
But,
respect.
Yeah, the drug game is very closely related to the food and desserts.
Right.
So yeah, that's what motivated me and inspired me to become a baker.
Say no more.
And all praise to the Most High, yeah, we got our first.
And shouts out to you. Despite of what the role was, I appreciate him directing you in a different direction. We're gonna acknowledge. Everybody give a hand clap for that too. Despite of it all, the direction in a whole different direction.
How y'all doing? Thanks for coming out today. As an entrepreneur, I know there's some days that it knocks us off our feet and we don't know necessarily how we're gonna get back, but we find a way to get back. For those days, what did y'all do when, like the hard days, when adversity hit? How did y'all manage to fight y'all way to get here today?
Somebody get frauds another beer, please.
It's real. It's real. It's real, just like life, just like relationships, right? You could choose to say F it and give up. You just come back tomorrow. Get drunk tonight, come back tomorrow and figure it out again. Right? I think you want to give up more during your whatever tenure it is in business than you want to stay. You really do. But it's just that stick-to-itiveness that's required in order for you to stay. Just don't give up.
That's right. Clap, 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 everybody. You want to add? That's good.
Yeah. And for those of you who aren't interested in drinking it away, the thing that you have to remember is that you went into a business and you went into business for yourself for a purpose. You didn't want anybody telling you what to do to stifle your creativity, and that's what keeps me going. So I understand, like, last January, our whole salon flooded. We gotta do it again. You can't cry about it. Listen, nobody died, nothing happened. You know, we just gotta bring a contractor in and do it again. Was I thrilled about it? No. I just did a full $80,000 renovation a year ago.
Big money talk on the panel, you heard? 85.
So now I have to do it again, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I don't gotta check in with nobody. I'm my own boss. I go on vacation when I want to.
That's
make
right.
my own schedule.
Don't check me unless you got a check. Talk about it.
You
Man.
know, and I'm giving back to my community. I'm empowering Black women. I'm giving them jobs. Their kids will see us so it's collectively it's working, and I do understand it. So I always keep that in the back of my mind. I'm doing this for a reason. I have my own reasons. You'll have your own reasons, but you always remember your reason for doing
That's a
it.
blessing. And after you do that, drink! Please, King, it's on you.
My question was, talk to the people about the importance of getting yourself licensed, insurances, all those things that people don't really discuss. So those things are important to have those licenses and the insurances is to cover yourself. Because if you don't have those things, you lose your business instantly.
That's a fact.
So I'm sorry to keep talking, but like
It's
I
fine,
said,
it's all good.
so I just had a flood, but I also have insurance.
There you go.
So everything is A-okay. You have to have the proper licensing. You have to go to school. You have to do the hours. You have to you have to pay your taxes. I'm gonna say it again, pay your taxes. I'm gonna say it again, pay your taxes. You have to get an accountant to help you pay your taxes. You cannot do it all. Be very clear. When the people want your stuff, they're gonna take it. And you gotta do everything to secure and ensure that you can thrive.
Bless. Anybody else got any questions?
NYC Business Express is a good place to start when you want to open your own business. NYC Business Express, look it up, Google it. It helps you and gives you towards starting your business. That is very important. It tells you the licenses you may need, anything that happens with the government that puts you in line to what you need to do. That helps you a lot.
Thank you so much. Again, any questions?
Hold on, before we go, I got a question.
Yeah, no, we're not going yet. I just want to be fair to the people that can. Because like I said, I really want, for somebody to really obtain the knowledge, like I said. So it's all good. And also, if anybody got any app, tech questions, I know y'all see me hosting it, but I'm the person that you would ask and I would answer that. I got to multitask because I couldn't hire nobody else to do it.
I got a question. I don't want to talk to you.
All right, no problem, kid.
Basically, I'm a designer, and I've been doing it for 8, 9 years. So I just want to know exactly when you put out the mind frame of I'm a local designer versus I'm expanding and trying to get further and branching out to bigger people and not bigger people, but like expanding.
Oh, it's fine, bigger people. You want
Expanding
that
my
way.
vision. What type of mind frame do you have to have where it's like I can't give you a discount and like hook you up on the side because I'm trying to get to a bigger vision. I can't do that to everybody.
Who you want to answer that? Kyrie,
I
take
want
that.
everybody to
In
answer.
the most humblest way, never consider yourself just a designer or a local act or a local talent. You're bigger than that. So if you want to reach the world, you got to consider yourself. I am the world. I am the people of all nations. I can do whatever. I'm not just Brooklyn. That make sense? You understand what I'm saying?
I think also.
Microphone.
Sorry. You gotta think globally. Not only you have to think outside of your neighborhood, your borough, your city, your state, the country, but now we're in a global economy with a global market. If that's where you want to take your product, you have to think globally. You have to think big, and you cannot be scared to make major moves. You just can't. For instance, for myself, I realized that a lot of my clients were moving to LA, so I booked a ticket and I went to LA. And I did here in LA.
In other words, if you got to take your shit, pack it
Yeah,
up,
if you got it.
go on the road,
You gotta
don't
do
worry
what you gotta
about it.
do.
I got Coca-Cola too, I go with you, don't worry about it. So, we gotta take that question.
Do you feel like, so
Who would you like that answer from? All of them? Yeah, Jay, you can take that, yeah.
Like I said, without that, social media, we wouldn't have gotten where we are now. That was like the windows to the world. It's a very unique, intricate thing that needs attention and detail. To me personally, it's best done by one person so that they can just focus on that, because you was the business owner, and I've tried it, so I'm telling you because I failed and tried, which is another part of the business process, is to have someone that could focus, but you have to give them the direction as far as what you want people to see about your business. I have a lot of friends and they use social media, and you know, it says that they're doing one thing, but social media shows a totally different thing. So having a vision, utilizing it in the right way, you know, and then making sure that it gets done, but not by you, by someone that's able to focus on it, I think will be a good thing. It's definitely a great tool if you use it in the right way.
One more person.
I think it's the continuity of your content. Having the same voice throughout all your postings. I've noticed that people, I mean, oddly enough, you know, you see weird things on Instagram, but like, I just want to use an example, a little crass, but you'll see a stripper, she's advertising herself because she has her child on there. What are we doing here? You have to have a consistent message. No, really, like, it's really bizarre, but like, people, and
Look at all the men putting their head down. Y'all all follow shit with that.
Also, too, another thing, a piece of advice is to separate your pages. Have your personal page, and you can make that private, and that's where you can do all your jokes and memes and da-da-da-da.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate with that. The reason why I would never say have a personal and a business page, here why I say is to play devil's advocate. If on my business page I'm selling all of these people an item, and then on my personal page, for lack of better words, respectfully to everybody, no, I am not, but I'm just using it as an example, I'm a Donald Trump supporter.
Mm-hmm.
You see where that conflict, so I'm not saying that you're wrong, I would never tell nobody to not have a personal page, but that's my, and I'm still a student of you guys, because I don't have a storefront. So with that being said, I guess this is my moment in the audience. So with that being said, if I have a social media, that's my business page, and then a personal page, it's like I feel like I shouldn't have a personal page because, again, what I might represent on my personal page can dictate what the consumer might want to buy, because they might not like what I represent on my personal page.
But I still think that you should have a personal page and a business page.
You got what?
I got something on that.
Okay.
I hear your thoughts on that, but I think that's coming from a business standpoint where you yourself
Right.
are the product of the brand that you're selling.
You right.
So like, if I was a soda or a sneaker, that's separate from me. I'm not putting my face on that page. I'm not presenting myself. Even on my own personal page, I'm not telling you about my product.
Right.
Most people tend to can't balance the two because they look at social media like, I'm gonna give them all. They feel like, I'm gonna give all my personal, I'm gonna give them all that, and then that's gonna sell into something. It works for some, it's not true for everybody. So the balance is understanding.
Shouts out to Uncle Free. Good to see you. Wow, man, that's what's up. So this is the part where, since nobody wanted to speak to me, I guess y'all tired of me talking. I will speak about app development. There's a lot of people in here. I represent the 1% of black men in tech. Can I get a hand clap, please? So people always ask me, what inspired the app? How do you go about building the app? How much money does it take to build the app? So I'm gonna answer some of those questions for y'all. What inspired the app was, we on our phones all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for some. There's no way for me personally that I'm gonna have a device and not be able to make a coin off of it if it's gonna consume my day. So the concept behind it was a New York City / Brooklyn-based trivia app, and in the app it has a section called BK Hotspots, where I promote different establishments. Once a month, I will pick a different location and do something like this. Of course, it was never this dope, so I want to thank y'all, give yourselves another hand of applause. And then once a month, I will pick a different location to do a pop-up dinner mix-up. Rustic Tavern. Yeah. The concept was to be a different location every month. But somehow, France just kind of locked me in. And we've been rocking ever since. So, with that being said, to speak more about the app, An app, yes, it is very expensive. Yes, it is. My app, I invested about $8,000 to $10,000 in it. Don't let those numbers scare you because of that app, I was able to launch a hat line, launch a t-shirt line, all these cool booties y'all see people wearing around. So that was able to catapult me to doing other things. So people hear that number and they get scared. It's all about a hustle, you know what I mean? You use one thing to open the doors for next. It's equivalent to like, I like to use this example of like rappers. If y'all notice, all the top rappers are making money outside of rap. It's not, they're not making money in rap. So, there you go. So with that being said, a lot of y'all got passions and I notice some of y'all give up on them because it don't bring you revenue. Listen, man, my mother's in here, so y'all got a part of me, but I'm gonna tell her to close the ears. Fuck the revenue, build the relationships with people. A lot of y'all may not know this. I bought Buddhas from one of the vendors in the back. Right? You can put your hand up, baby. Yeah. I bought Buddhas from her for maybe like 3-4 months straight. You know what I'm saying? And in the midst of buying them from her, a lot of people would compliment me when I wore them. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give, I always feel like I always would give her that credit and props for introducing me to that. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all support her. Another thing, back to the app. I know I'm all over the place, I'm sorry. So with Apple, Apple take 30% of everything. So if you build an app and you charge for it, if it's 99 cents, you're only gonna get 70 cents. And at the end of the month, it's not just 7. We got this concept that once we got an amazing idea, we just get to it. Hardly ever do we cater for marketing dollars. You gotta have marketing dollars to promote. You can have the greatest concept.
Sorry, very true. Sorry, he agrees.
He agree. All right, you agree with me? All right.
So
Yeah, you can have the greatest idea, but if you don't have the marketing behind it, it's not gonna go nowhere. So some of y'all might be puzzled as to why people not gravitating towards your stuff. Listen, let's keep it all the way above. We all sell the same thing. The vendor next to me says it's all the same quality. I sell the same J's as the young lady over there. It's all the same thing, but it is all about how you market yourself. If I can give y'all any advice tonight, spend money on the marketing. No matter how great the idea is, if there is no marketing dollars behind it, no one will know about it.
Can I add on that?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so on top of that, it's also about knowing that bad stuff does the same thing. All the bad stuff, bad music, bad food, they spend tons of dollars on marketing to make sure you see that before you see all the good products. That's why toothpaste and deodorant all have aluminum and all this stuff because ain't nobody caring about that. You see Dove regularly. You see all these names regularly. So it makes you think it's got to be the brand to get. That's to give you an understanding of how good your product is means nothing. You got to spend X amount of dollars to make sure it's in the same shelf alongside whatever brand you're competing.
There you go. Already. Another thing is some people might say, why is my app not on the Android system? It takes the same amount of money that it costs to get it on the Apple system, on the Android system. The two don't mesh. They don't click together. So if it costs you $8,000 for Apple, it'll cost you another $8,000 to put it on the Android. Anybody got any app questions or? See, this is why it's only 1% of black people in text.
When you gonna put it on Android?
When I get $8,000. We have a beautiful woman. Your observation, yes.
Everything that's going on as a mother, I could have been a mother to all of them.
Right.
Most of them. I want to say how extremely proud I am. All of you.
Oh, my love says so proud. Definitely.
And I am my son. I'm impressed. Company people.
Yeah, he's on my real friends. They're not my Instagram friends.
You know, when you look around, you hear so many bad things about young black people. And you do see a lot of negativity out there. But I'm glad that you all have come together and decided to do something all out, because we talk about the bathroom. So keep it up, and keep motivating the younger ones that are coming behind, and my money's on you guys.
I'm gonna take a couple more questions, and then I was told that I gotta, people wanna get back to, the excitement of the music in the shop. So I'm gonna take like 3 more questions. If anybody got any questions for anybody in particular.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
What actually does it take to create an app?
What it takes to actually create an app. So the person that actually creates the app and makes it function is the person they do coding. So you need somebody that's a coder. So once you get somebody that does coding, you have the idea and then you give it to the coder, and he's the person that actually puts the wheels in motion and the concept behind it. If I give any advice, if you know somebody that do coding, man, listen, take a payment plan. If you gotta do a payment plan, if you gotta sacrifice a trip or 2 or whatever like that, man, I promise you, in the long run, it'll be worth it. Yes, you can.
Coding is extremely important for everything.
Yes.
Everything and everybody. And my previous career as a CPA, accountant, the guys that were doing the coding, they were making all the money.
Yeah.
But they wasn't black, you know what I mean? And no disrespect to any other nationality, but we need more black people in there to be getting some of that money. So,
You can learn
kids,
it, man. That thing is like
coding is fun.
$60 an hour.
Yeah, coding is fun. Kids love stuff like that. Get them introduced into those things early. It's not just about basketball and, rapping. No disrespect to any of that, but there's other ways to make money, and it's a big pot. Coding is for everything.
Technology, period. Anybody else got any questions? Lulu.
You mentioned that you were CPA. Do you feel there's a connection between formal education and the success of your business? And when I say formal education, I mean associate, master's, and business.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are doing what I did, and we were able to be more sustainable than they were. But I don't think it was necessarily because of CPA. I just think that everything that we did before we got here prepared us for whatever the next step was. You know what I'm saying? So even when I was working at McDonald's, I was learning customer service. You know what I mean? But it's all about how you apply what you take in. And, I grew up with Larry. We went to high school and stuff like that, so we was all doing crazy things. I went to the high. I went to Mr. Mickens' Young Boys. You know what I mean? And we just, everything prepares you for the next step. So it wasn't really that. It's just how do you apply what you take in? Using all the knowledge that you've been given, from what you see, and applying that to the present.
Nice. I'm gonna take 2 more questions, and then we're gonna get back to the good stuff. Anybody got any questions? Steve, and then I'm gonna come to you. Lady first? That's such a gentleman. By the way, y'all, the owner of Bed-Stuy Flyers is here. Shout out, round of applause, man. I appreciate you coming, Steve. Thank you.
How important is it, would you say, to do collaborations? I would say this is a big collaboration. Some people aren't necessarily for it. Have you all tried collaborations? Do you like them? Do you recommend them?
Who you want to answer that? Who?
Me, right here.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, but
No, it's over here. You guys can hear me?
You can take the mic.
Can you hear me?
This is on the same side.
All right, collaborations are very important. You've got to find other brands that complement your brand. I'm here because Larry's brand complements my brand. It just happens that way, right? We've done pop-ups, we've done a lot of different things, and you know what? You find people who think alike, who move alike, and you got to. It's networking, right? There's no in it. If you want it to work, you got to get down with everybody else. So I don't know, if someone doesn't like to do that, maybe they can pass it off to somebody else who does like to do that on their team, but it's imperative, necessary.
That's a fact, and to answer that, that's why I'm even having this here today, because I fully understand that it takes a lot more than naturally, when it's just one person, people just get tired of you. It's just natural. So that's one of the reasons why I did put together this event to help myself to grow in the process. Because yeah, I could have had just one event, my stuff, but then it comes like counterproductive, it becomes repetitive. You know what I mean? Steve, your question.
I want to go back to the marketing thing that you were saying how you're telling the crowd that they should have a marketing budget. I don't necessarily agree with that because if you don't have a budget, you start in Instagram, you start in word of mouth, you start having events, you start saying,
Right, and that's the beauty about this panel, so we can have perspective like that. So for those that feel that they don't have the marketing dollars, that is absolutely definitely a good way to utilize your social media platform, you know, to get it started. But again, be mindful of the content you post and make sure that it delivers the right message.
Just to add one, I think it's true, but I don't think it's to be thought like that's still marketing. Like that's still marketing.
Yeah, I was talking about the dollars.
No, I feel you, but you have to have that in your brain because a lot of times people is like I remember the days of when cats was trying to get you to listen to their demo or their CD on the street, and after CDs got removed, and I still kids doing that, I'm going, nah, you're backwards. There's no more room for the CD, so now you gotta convert that to something else, right? And so they could have stayed there and did that. And there's some people that got a CD player at their house, but the world is transitioning. So the marketing aspect of it starts at whatever basic level you are, but you always have to know the more money I can apply to this, the more it's going to be what it is. As opposed to being like, I ain't got no money, so I'm just going to do this. Like, no, don't just do this. You got to actually do more than this.
Yeah, I'm speaking on not having the money part of it, right?
No, I agree with you.
Because a lot of people, when we start, because a lot of us, we don't have people in our family.
I mean, like we can't do anything.
But we have a passion. So if we're able to start our passion and maybe get mom to sell a co-worker and like I've done everything. I would like to sell cologne. I ain't never sold it myself.
Right.
I got it.
Right.
But I would sell somebody I knew, and she'll go to her job and get a whole, so it's a matter of,
Start somewhere.
Start somewhere.
And I agree. Just don't void out the fact that you've got to invest in this. Because some people will be like, oh, I'm making my money, I'm good. No, it's not good.
The plan is to invest more.
There you go. What's up?
Well, I think that we kind of confuse marketing with branding. You know what I'm saying? Marketing, we could sit down and we gotta understand that Instagram and social media is the best way to market something, and it doesn't cost us that many dollars. Marketing is something that we all can do for one another. But branding is something that may cost us a few dollars due to the fact that you're gonna have to sit down and get a lot of people behind that. So I think that marketing and branding are two different things. But we definitely have to understand that marketing is something that we all could do. You could sit down and have a t-shirt on, or you could sit down and drink a drink, and that's marketing. You know what I'm saying? Marketing is something that we may not have to put dollars behind, but we can sit down and use social media to do marketing every day. Every day.
All right. With that being said, I hope that I was able. Who have I had a question? All right, let's get it in real fast. Come on.
Really quick,
All
I
right.
just want to know if there are any misconceptions about being an entrepreneur that you'd like to correct.
Any misconception about being an entrepreneur? Hey, as a matter of fact, I want everybody to answer that, and then I'll close it off. So you can start with Daly. Everybody answer that, and then we'll close it off. Any misconceptions of being an entrepreneur that you like to put to rest, that they could say is, don't label me as that?
I mean, as much as we have the liberty of doing what we want, you're still on 24 hours a day. You're working 24 hours a day at whatever you do. Whatever your business is, you're on it. I wake up at 6:30 in the morning on my day off.
There you go. Dre.
Misconceptions, just that it's easy. It's not easy. And there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, and you gotta stick with it no matter what it is, especially if this is really what you wanna do. You know, you gotta be willing to go through the ups and downs.
You're gonna miss a lot of fun with your friends.
No days off. No days off. It's work, no days off. All the time.
Microphone. Y'all should got that.
terms of misconceptions, misconceptions that black people don't support each other.
One more time. What's
That
the
black people don't
misconception?
support each other.
Y'all supporting today, man. Thank y'all so much, man.
I mean, I don't think Rustic would exist if it was the support of predominantly African Americans. Yeah, we're very diverse, and I'm happy for that.
Right.
That's important to me. But 20%, 80% of your money comes from 20% of your people.
Right. There you go. Kyrie.
Misconception, entrepreneurs, is that we're our own boss. I'm not my own boss. I'm a baker. I cater to the community. If you tell me you want your cake 5 tiers, 3 flavors, 6 colors, I have to do that. I can't say, nah, I tell you, it's not the facts. It's not the facts. Everybody's my boss, honestly. I don't make my own schedule. That's a big misconception.
A misconception. Is this question like a personal misconception or like a business misconception? Because you know I'm about to be petty, right? A misconception. Until you've actually tried to run a business, don't even have an effing opinion, because it is nothing what you think it is. It is the total, whatever you think running a business is, it's the total opposite. You're the last person to get paid. And that's if you get paid. That's if you get paid. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you put money out in order to cut it, you break even or you take a loss. But the most important thing, as long as your brand is growing, that is the most important thing. I want to thank everybody. I really and truly hope that I was able to help y'all. You know what I'm saying? I thank everybody. Like I said, I'm not going to single out anybody, because you know what? We all here in the same room, so none of us is better than the next person. Thank everybody. They will be here afterwards. If you got any questions, if you was nervous or you didn't get something off, they are here. They not on no funny time. They not on no social media nonsense. All you got to do is go up to them and they will answer your question. This is not the environment where you got to feel away. Thank y'all very much to the vendors, to everybody. Like I said, I'm not singling nobody out because we all equal. Thank y'all to the panelists, man. I appreciate y'all. Continued success. And you already know how we finish it. We are blessed that our feet can, everybody's feet on concrete today. So blessings. Thank y'all.